Welcome to the intersection of technology, cybersecurity, and society. Welcome to ITSP Magazine Podcast Radio. You're about to listen to an episode of Through the TechVine. So be quiet, pay attention, and get inspired. There is one truth that is not told enough. Technology is not magic, but it can be magical. Technology is human. It is part of who we are, our evolution, our future. Will it be a dystopian or utopian one? Well, that is up to us and nobody else. Knowledge is power, now more than ever. Blue Lava is the first business platform for CISOs to manage their security program. Blue Lava guides security leaders to effectively measure, optimize, and communicate their security program with confidence and ease in one platform. Learn more at bluelava.net.
And just like that.
Just like that. Chris Knopf is gone.
And your mic is gone.
Your mic is gone. Mine had to kickstart my mic too.
It's a tech day. The waves are not with us today.
Mercury retrograde.
Yes.
No.
Let's
All right, I'm gonna
let's
start
keep
dropping.
going.
Let's try now. Well,
Oh, there we go.
she'll get back.
She will come back on.
We need,
The
as they
question is,
say,
will we let her back in? That's the question.
as they say, the show must go on. And
Show must go on.
I gotta be honest. For a moment, I thought I was gonna be the one out of the show because I was reorganizing cable last night, and I don't think I did a good job. But here I am. Diana is back. Let's see.
Yay.
It's our
Can
test.
you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Third time's a
Thankfully,
charm.
because
Third time's-
we-
How many times did it take you to connect, Marco? 3? Third time's a charm.
Yeah, 3 times.
Third time's a charm for you to get me out of here.
Mercury is retrograde, right?
Oh,
Is that
yes,
what
it
you would
is.
know? Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's all it is.
And all I'm concerned is what is the guest going to think about us? We're talking about technology and we don't even have a mic that works. I mean, that's really bad.
I'm thinking of what the hosts are thinking of my very bizarre word up there.
We love it.
Shungite.
Well, that's part of the beauty of actually going back to video and not just radio, because so people can actually see that. Of course, not if they're listening to the podcast, but that, they can make a guess. Like for me, it's easy, rock and roll, AC/DC. Or is it?
Or is it?
Or is it?
Is Sean an Italian word?
Alternate.
Gravituzzi?
Gravituzzi, you don't know? You never know?
Gravituzzi. It's a kind of pizza, I guess.
Is it a pizza?
It's usually food with me. but
Yeah, usually
you-
with Sean is
You
food.
don't know until I talk about it.
All right, why don't we do the honor and we introduce our guest?
Yes, and I'm going to avoid screwing it up myself, so I'm going to pass that torch to Diana. to be
Okay.
able to-
You don't have to read a long thing or anything like that.
I think
yeah.
we should let's just let her introduce herself.
All right, let's do that.
She's capable.
Behind the Shungite handle, we have Tyler Cohen Wood. Tyler, thank you.
Cohen Wood. Yes. I've been doing cybersecurity for since 1999. You do the math. That's a really long time. I host a show called My Connected Life on cybersecurity. And I do all kinds of cool tech stuff. And most of my experience has been working for the Defense Intelligence Agency, creating very cool stuff that special forces use in the fields to keep themselves protected. I've written books. I just do a lot of things.
Talk about your book a little.
Which one?
Catfishing.
And while she does that, I think you have to give it another try to the mic because it's back and crackling again. So
Try the dog's mic.
I saw a cat.
it's probably that.
It's
Probably
the
that. There is
cat interference.
cat interference. Yeah, Tyler, you go ahead, and I'm sure that Diana can take care of that.
Sure. So I wrote a book called Catching the Catfishers to really help protect kids and parents. Well, kids, teaching them things like how to vet if who they're talking to online is who they say they are, what you need to know about social media. It actually predicted the Cambridge Analytica thing. And, really geared toward helping girls and boys be armed with cyber knowledge, because kids today, they know how to use the technology, but they don't understand the security implications of it. So I wrote that book to really teach them. And actually, I'm glad you brought it up, because I'm currently in the process of updating it.
What technology changes?
I was going to say the same thing. Doesn't last forever.
or do the
forever?
kids change, or what? All the
It
above?
changes so quickly. It's crazy.
How
I mean,
quickly?
do you guys not feel like there is a new this every single second? It's impossible to keep up
I think
with.
I see Marco with a new mic every few weeks, so that technology clearly is changing.
Well,
That
that's
is a
because
really
I
nice
hope that
mic.
the mic makes the
Makes you
the
sound better.
speaker, and it's not happening.
Bring some credibility to
Yeah,
the mouth behind it.
No, let's go back to that. I know. I mean, we were talking about that the other day. I don't remember, with someone, where it's so easy when you have to just update a website, but when you write a book, and it was actually with you guys on the other episode, like press and printing, and how do you update a book? You have to reprint everything if you make a mistake, or in this case, how you keep it updated when is a printable. I mean, how often do you feel like you need to do a new edition when you're talking about technology? Is there like a more law there as well? Every year?
It just depends on what it is, but the rate technology moves, I mean, honestly, you'd probably be having to update it every, I don't know, year and a half.
Yeah.
But since 2020, things are moving at such a rapid pace that maybe I would knock that back to a year.
I would think even a year is it's a long time in this industry. So, but you can't reprint all the time.
I agree with you. I would say 6 months, but you can't do that. That's why videos and podcasts are so great, is because it's up to the date technology.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Conversation in the moment.
Yes.
There you have it.
And you know what? I have this thing stuck into my head, and I know that today we wanna talk a little bit about a panel coming up next week, which is also Privacy Week. It used to be Privacy Day, but now it's Privacy Week. I'm sure it should be a Privacy Year anyway, but that's a different story.
Fit in one day.
Yeah, and one of our guests in the last episode that we produced, Carissa Velis, she's an Oxford professor, and she wrote a book about privacy. And she said this thing. She said, the data that you share, the most important data that you share, is the one that you share today. And it made me really think, and maybe I want to turn that to
like
you,
that.
right? Because it's like we feel like we already gave up our privacy. We're never going to take it back, personal information. But she said, look, things change, right? I mean, your tastes change, you get older, you change your habits, your hobbies. And so you're never too late. That's the point. You're never too late to take control of what you share and what you don't. And I'd love to hear your opinion.
Yeah, it's very profound.
That is such a hopeful message, because I mean, I struggle with this too, that sometimes it's like, yeah, well, there is no privacy, but I have to believe that it is still possible. But that's a really hopeful message, saying that the most important post is the one you posted.
Yeah. It really made me think. Diana, what do you think about that?
No, I think it's true. I mean, and I think also just remembering what you've put out there and what you haven't, I think is a really good point. Because if you talk about your pets, then when you get the KBA, the knowledge-based authentication, or know your customer stuff, and it says, what's the name of your pet? you don't use that question, or you give it a fake answer, because we forget what we've posted that's public. If somebody comes up to me and says, how's Nick and Nora? I don't assume anything about that they know anything about me or about my, I know I say Nick and Nora's name enough that I assume everybody in the world might know their name. So that's, I think, a big thing too, is understanding your own personal privacy line.
Absolutely. And you know what I think is a good thing for people to do is to go through their social media posts, go through like a month's worth and just look at it and think about it in terms of what kind of information am I giving away about myself in just this month's worth of posts? Because, we think one post is, well, whatever. But if you take all those posts and piece them together, there's so much that you can learn. You can very easily learn the way the person talks, the way that they type, the words that they use, who their friends are, who their close friends are, who their friends aren't, where you're going to dinner, everything.
I have no friends, so I'm cool with that.
I'll be your friend.
An easy search.
Would be chopped liver.
That's right.
Well, I'm
waiting for that really cool friend to arrive at the party.
A lot of people assume that
friend.
You need to hang out with friends, right? And with all this pandemic, that's why I said that. I do have a lot of digital friends. I don't want that to be misinterpreted, but yeah, I feel like in the last 2 years, I haven't hung out with anybody outside of the household. That include dogs and cats as well, but we don't have cats. But that's the thing. Yeah,
I think that's really common because, I think about this sometimes. Like, I consider Diana a very close friend. I really, really like her, and I have never met her in person. There's so many of those people.
We're much luckier than you then. we have met her a few times in different countries too. I get it.
Multiple continents.
Yeah, but hey, they're still friends. No, I totally agree. I mean, there is that boundary that doesn't exist anymore between digital life and social life. That's another conversation for another place.
Yeah, let's not go into the metaverse yet.
We're already in the metaverse, right?
Okay, no, don't make me go there. Sean, take me away from the metaverse. I'm muting myself.
You probably don't want to go where I'm about to go, so we're not going to. I'm just going to say what makes a friend a friend.
What makes a friend a friend?
Yeah, because that definition
can
change for everybody as well, right?
Yeah, that's really cool. You should do like a meme on that. No, seriously.
Sounds like a song title.
That's
right. It kind of
does. Sing it, Martin. Sing it.
No.
If they're the wind beneath your wings.
That's right. Oh, geez, here we go. We can't get away from the music either.
My digital twin and you.
Never getting out of music here, or animals, I guess.
No. Food, music, and animals always on the tip of our tongues.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into this, because the purpose of this show, if there is one, is to identify, uncover, discover, explore technologies that either inspire us, intrigue us, get us to think, hopefully with a view for doing good for society. And it could be something doing bad that there's an opportunity to make it better, or something doing good that Marco pokes holes in and says, well, it's full of it anyway.
It's actually bad.
Exactly.
Marcos. Yeah.
That's right.
There is always a but.
There's always a but. So with that, our guest using the handle Shungite, I presume that's connected to your tech story today.
It is.
So why don't you roll with what you uncovered?
All right. Here is the title of the story. 5G launch causes international flight cancellations nationwide.
Woo-hoo. I was hoping for flight cancellations. That's
Like
good.
that's
good news.
Like
We need more of those.
Lately.
So
Can't get enough.
This has actually been a big story that's been kind of brewing for a long time. The FDA, are fighting with 5G and how it's going to interfere with the comm systems on planes. And my idea is this. This is shungite. It's a rock, but it actually is proven to protect from EMFs. And that's what they're concerned about. So you put the whole plane or just the comm system in shungite.
Oh, how heavy is that?
I have a lot of questions, Tyler.
Yeah.
I'll go with Diana's
I don't
first.
have a lot of answers. No, I do. I'm kidding.
Wait, tell us a little bit more about the background of this problem. So, I mean, you said it's been going on for a long time. So 5G, why 4G was not a problem, LTE was not a problem, but 5G, do you know that?
Yeah.
Well, and Diana jump in, but it puts out more EMFs, more energy is taken to run it than 4G.
Now the EMFs are different from the signal, or is the signal? I don't know enough about it, but is it
Diana
the power?
looks like
Is it
she
the
wants to
power?
say
I am not deep in this one. No, and
Yeah.
I didn't prep for this, so I'm not. I was
Yeah.
curious. I thought maybe you did have info
Yeah.
because I
So-
do wonder why it's.
So let's
me.
go back to where
Yeah.
they are. Maybe while I Google IMF.
EMF, yeah.
Electromagnetic.
EMFs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
the electromagnetic
Not yellow.
so are we just gonna revert to not using 5G? Are we not gonna fly anymore? Train only?
No, we got to encase the planes in shungite.
Okay. That's the solution.
There you
Okay.
go. That's the answer.
There you go.
So it looks like it's the radiation that's
Right.
being emitted from the 5G phones is interfering with the instruments on board the plane. And then if the instruments, and I think we're getting more and more dependent on instruments on the plane. Like I just read that we're going to go from a pilot and a co-pilot to possibly just a pilot because they're going to be fairly flying, autonomous. So I guess if the radiation is interfering with the onboard devices, and especially because the radiation I think is hitting when they're getting near landing, so that could really impact. Which takeoff and landing are the two most dangerous points in the flight.
That in the chicken sandwich.
The
The fish
salmonella.
sandwich is always a problem.
Yeah, I mean
The fish.
it's kind of, well, the fish, yes, is a problem, but it's oh my God, I just
Airplane
got your joke.
movie. Yes.
That is one of my favorite movies from a kid. That was so funny.
I am actually in the process of rewatching a bunch of movies from the 80s, and I'm actually really enjoying it.
Yeah, there are a lot of really good movies from the 80s. They were funny.
I watched War Games 3 days ago, and
How good is that?
Yes, and I haven't watched it in like 20 years or probably even more than that. I was like, you know what? I really, really enjoyed it. I had a good time. It's like, there is a story. It's about, a little bit of hacking, teenagers, and thermonuclear wars. So what's wrong with that?
It was really good.
Feel good movie.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
I feel like it was Ali Sheedy, right, with Matthew Broderick. I feel like Ali Sheedy's character we'd want to kind of elevate it. She was a little bit ornamental rather than actually, it was all sort of ooh wow about the tech rather than like being like right in it. So,
although she has a couple of ideas in the movie that then help resolve all the problems. Maybe it wasn't the tech person; it was more Matthew Broderick, but she had the thinking process of starting the game at the beginning, and then I think towards the end also resolving it. So it's a good character too.
Is this a spoiler alert? And you didn't say it?
Well,
I'm just wondering.
I don't know. I know that I know I trashed the Matrix 4 the other day. This one I don't feel like I'm giving away any spoiler because it's a 1980 whatever movie, 1982, I believe. So yeah. So the news, to go back to that, the solution is we put it in a rock, or we just go back to do what we used to do: turn off the freaking phone on the flight. Right? I mean, that's what it used to be.
Yeah, that's
For
true.
the people, yeah, but you can't turn the plane off.
Yeah, but you can
Which is what
turn
we're
out
talking about.
if there is the interference. Then
But it's coming from the ground, not from the.
Yeah, but it's coming.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
it's not
from the
people.
ground, not from
It's
the
from the
phonic.
towers. So as they approach,
Oh wow,
crossing
totally.
over towers, it's scrambling.
There's got to be a solution to this problem. That's a lot easier than shungite.
The interesting thing.
and
Oh, go ahead,
lighter.
Diana.
And why did we get to this point now? I mean, I was a consultant in the late 90s, and people mocked me because they'd be like, "What are you working on?" Oh, we're fixing Y2K, and then 2000 came and it was like, well, clearly you were taking people, companies' monies for no reason. Nothing happened to Y2K, and it's like, because we literally spent the last 5 years focused on averting a disaster. So thanks. But with this one, I'm like, it's like they're like, you have to turn it off right now.
We're about to.
How did we get here?
We're about to plug in our last antenna right outside
here we
JFK.
go. They're like,
but wait.
Yeah, why wasn't there communication before? That's so weird.
We didn't know it was coming.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna bring my news. Well, I had a few, but I have one that I'm gonna
totally breaking tradition now.
Yeah, I know, but it's connected because it's about electricity, and it's about how finally we have the means and the technology to recharge without wires, like through the air. They announced a few things during the latest CES in Las Vegas, and now we're at the point where maybe we cannot recharge TVs, like technology and tools that takes much energy, but whatever when it comes to phones and to headset that are with batteries, and even medical things like support for audio for people that are deaf, that they need that. Yeah, I mean, think about the utility of recharging things literally on the fly. And the reason why I wanted to jump in quickly in this is because these are specific frequency of radio signals. So I'm thinking, like, how does go through, does it go through your body? But the truth is we have already electricity through our body all the time. But how is that we're having, and maybe we need to invite some expert to explain this, how is that the 5G is causing problem on that side, where technology should be very advanced on the flights and communication system, and on the other hand we are getting very close to not needing those pesky cables anymore, and just keep things recharged. Even drones, for example, there was this article where this company said that very soon, or they're already testing it, you can recharge a drone while it's flying. That's pretty impressive.
Could you do that with a car? So if you have a electric car, you would be able to charge it on the fly?
Eventually. I mean, they're talking the limit of
tracks where you drive over the power.
I've seen that, with roads that absorb solar energy and then are able to transfer that back to the car.
They're talking eventually really cool. in the future that it will be exactly like a panel underneath the parking spot, where when your electric car is parked on it, it would take the charge. I don't know in which amount that would be, because they were talking about there is what you can do now and there is what you cannot do. So you could, in an office space, to put it on a ceiling, it needs the emitter, the technology that then send the specific radio. And what is really cool, that this radio signal, you can control what devices you want to charge. It's kind of like a Wi-Fi. You give permission to enter in the Wi-Fi, so that your neighbor is not going to munch on your electricity bill. but it's really cool because once you have the antenna, the receiver, and Samsung is actually doing a phone already, working on a phone that can do this, and as you move it in few seconds, it's going to find again the tool that is supposed to recharge, and it's constantly recharging. So I think the technology is there, and I know that there are also now testing way. We talked about this a while back of how to transport a large amount of electricity through pylons that instead of having cables, they direct the electricity through their, through the top of the, have like a frame that direct the energy, the electricity through that.
So we're trying to think how you could hack that.
I was thinking of, so like we have power over Ethernet, so we don't need to have a separate plug. That's almost like power over Wi-Fi, although maybe not using the Wi-Fi, but
yeah, but still, it's still a radio.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool because if you had it with the Wi-Fi access point, and it could also be a charger, then sure, I love that. Everything in the room would get.
As long as it's security by design, so someone can't steal power.
Party pooper.
That's it. Yeah, like people are
I'm paranoid. I have been trained my entire life to be paranoid and to always be looking for how can they break into this? How can they hack this? What can they do?
I'm more picturing. I'm more picturing me as a kid or any kid where you're trying to, it's like, oh, I cannot put a fork inside the plug on the wall because I'm going to get electrified. And so now I'm thinking,
I'm picturing licking the 9-volt battery with the 2 bars. Yeah.
And now we're all going to get electrified anyway. So
that's right.
That's why, rock on, AC/DC.
AC/DC. Okay, my first one is adjacent to stealing electricity from people.
What?
Go.
Yeah, so let me.
More perfect.
Look at this perfect chain reaction. Go.
And Sean's gonna. So I have 2 things, but I'll just share the first one because maybe Sean's is gonna be the perfect alignment, which is that. There's a company called Starlink. It is an Elon Musk company, anyway, Starlink, it's a satellite internet constellation. And what they use is they have very low level satellites that are orbiting the Earth to provide the power, the signal, the internet signal, so that you can get broadband speed, but you can get it from a dish. And the dishes that they sell are basically, they have tons of antennas in them so that they can connect to the satellites quickly. And apparently from people that have been using them, it's just like having broadband. It's really fast. Wow. So very cool technology. And the nickname for these are Dishy McDishface. That's what they call the dishes. But they're like any dish. And one of the things that Starlink built in so that they would be able to get out of obstruction, because the big thing with satellite is obstruction. You got trees in the yard, you may need to cut them down. If you've got snow, that's going to obstruct. So Dishy McDishface will self-heat, which actually heats up quite a bit. It uses a lot of power when it heats, but it self-heats. So you have this nice warm dish sitting on your roof or at another place in your yard.
And it melts the snow and burns the tree down?
Melts the snow, doesn't burn the tree down.
Okay.
But what's started to happen for people who have these is that they found that their internet is slowing down just a little bit. And when they go out and investigate, it's because cats are collecting in these dishes to get all the nice warm in the sun. So these are very expensive $500 cat beds, very high tech.
Oh my gosh.
So the cats are stealing your electricity in a way.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's the solution?
That's a good
turn
story.
the heat up?
The solution for that, I guess, is to not have cats out in your yard, or I'm not quite sure how you would stop. I mean, look, cats, if you have cats, if there's anything that's box-like, you put down a piece of paper and they immediately, if I fits, I sits. So if it's a warm dish, yeah, you're not getting cats out of there.
Could you put a shield around it?
I think I looked at, as I was doing
like a glass shield.
You could do shungite around it, but as I was doing research on it. It looks like that the new models are not dishes, so that's not going to be this wonderful, Dinosaur Jr. call out, cats in a bowl kind of thing.
They have spikes on them.
They're making them flat. It's flat, and it won't be. It's like a flat front, but it has to be tilted, so the cats would just slide off instead of if it was just fully flat. But it's a sort of a flat square that's going to be tilted, so the cats.
I can just see the cat just like trying to get on it with the nail and scratch everything, just to piss you off.
Yeah, no, I think
really
so.
cute.
Plus, don't they say the animal in general they're able to really feel the magnetic fields anyway, so that like in a lot of way, they will get in between the charging tools and devices and the 5G. I want a 5G cat. I want a cat. I'll call him 5G. Because I know it will interfere with everything I do. My dogs are already doing that anyway. So that's cool. I love it. Yeah. So nice. That's the solution. And there is dishes.
So cool.
I'm imagining, Sean, you thought about dishes and you just thought food.
I did think that.
A nice dish, a bowl, food.
And Sean, if yours doesn't sync, I could share the other one, which is fun too.
Does it sync?
Go
you
for it.
Connect?
I don't.
Okay, I gotta go. So this
I can, of course, but don't.
The second one was actually what I was going to talk about. As we know, with AI, machines are not great at the way humans are at making connections and understanding context and bringing together. So that's one of the big problems with AI, is that as you're trying to teach an AI, you have to really be very careful that you've been explicit, that it understands context. An example, like IBM security, when Watson was being trained for cyber, salt, right? It's you can salt the hash in cooking, you can salt the hash in cryptography too. So how does the AI be able to learn that? And it's actually a really large challenge for AI. But the Paul Allen Institute, which is AI2, developed a game called iCanary, and it's a little bit different. It's a little bit addictive, I have to say, because I tested it out, so I could talk about it. And it sort of became a Wordle for me, because you don't have to wait for one a day. You can just actually do iCanary, and I'll share the links later. But you can go and play iCanary. It's a little like Pictionary, but there's a set of icons, and the AI, if you're playing the guesser, the AI figures out which icons that it thinks will represent the concept that you're trying to guess as the guesser. And it's more complex than you might think. Like with Pictionary, you're kind of limited if you're not very good at drawing. You're limited to things like stick figures. And for example, if textbook is a word, they may have book, and they may have like a pencil or a desk, but the AI has to figure out, all right, how am I going to make this context for the guesser? And if you're not getting it at all, you can say redraw. There was one where I think it probably in the icon library, it was dish and the answer was plate, but it looked to me like a manhole cover or a pit or a puddle. So in that part of the sentence, I kept getting it wrong. And the AI didn't understand that. So like that would have been sort of a fail, that they could say, look, we got to keep working on helping it. But it's surprisingly good at, and it feels almost human-like when you're not getting it and you say, draw it again, figuring out how from that icon, there you go, iCanary. And you can play it. It's such a fun game, and you help train AI on context.
You're helping it learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is such a smart idea.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. I'm gonna play it. That sounds fun.
So
way better than the captcha after captcha after captcha. I'd much rather play a game.
Show me how many crosswalks do you see?
That's right. Is this which of these are buses or bicycles? Everything about training cars to not run over people, right?
Yes. Yes.
So that's nice. It. So those were the two techs.
Are you a gamer, Axel's mom?
No, not really. No, I am
digital or
no. I like to unwind by watching reality TV.
A view into other people's lives. That's right.
Yeah, like which ones? What are your
privacy on display?
No. Oh no, nothing great like that. No, we're talking Below Deck. I stopped with the Real Housewives. I like a lot of these competition shows. It's weird. Like these makeup competition shows that are on Netflix, or fashion competitions, or cookie, any of them. They're just fun. And you don't have to think.
Now, is it fun, or do you enjoy seeing how people think and interact with each other? Is there an element to that?
There's an element in that, yes. Especially with this show that, oh my gosh, I loved it. It's on Netflix. It's called The Circle, and it's really bizarre. So they take people, a group of people, and they're all locked in lockdown in this apartment complex. They never see each other, they can never hear each other, and they don't really have human contact. And interestingly enough, this came out prior to COVID. It was a British show that Netflix bought. But so what they do is they communicate through this social media platform, voice activated, called The Circle. And they can pretend to be someone else, or they can be themselves. And it's a popularity contest. And it's really interesting too, because there's a lot of strategy that goes into it. And there have been a couple of seasons where, one of the catfishers, they won. It's a really good show. The Circle.
What's the goal? What's the fun?
goal
I mean,
is-
how do you win?
So
Yeah.
so people vote you off the show
Okay.
every week. Not like the public, but people on the show. They select who that from top to bottom who their friends are. And usually it's the last person to go, or the two top influencers get to go in and decide who they want to kick off. And sometimes they're right. And for some reason, they're always, instead of trying to strategically align with people, whether they're catfish or not, to win the $100,000, they're always out to get the catfish. And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And in fact, because I got a little obsessed with it, so I watched the French version and the Brazil version and all the UK ones. I had to
a little obsessed, a little
bit, yeah. I had to set up this whole crazy British VPN thing so it would look like I was coming from there to be able to watch the English ones. And that show is just so good. It's really
sounds
good.
like a lot of social engineering going on too, right?
It's all social engineering.
Yes.
Is one country better than the other? Like if we were going to start with one, is the US one good, or should we
set our VPNs?
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite one is the one from Brazil.
Okay. Why?
And then why? Because they're really funny.
So there is a lot of cultural characterization of the show. Like, I mean, I love how you're actually watching the different one, because it's like I have the experience being in Italy sometimes and looking at watching like an American show that maybe already took place in the UK, like
Right.
the American Idol, that then it's adopted everywhere else, or many other shows, and you can always notice, at least for me, when you translate the name, there is already a completely different take. I mean, the system is the same, but it attracts the cultural aspect of that country. So I can totally see these, because it's very psychological, be completely different from if it's in Brazil or in Northern Europe, or I mean, I can even imagine what it would be like in Japan or in
That
Asia.
would be incredible. Well, they have a French one too that's also really good. And the weird thing though that I've noticed is not about the show or anything, but so I don't speak French, I don't speak Portuguese. So I reread the English subtitles, but for some reason the volume has to be up so I can hear them.
Yeah.
I can't understand what they're saying. I'm reading it, but I have to be able to hear it. What is that?
The tone.
Well, yeah.
whether they're laughing or you can sense that they're angry more than just the face.
Maybe.
You can get the tone and totally. I mean the expression of their voice, right? Yeah.
What strikes me to connect it to what Diana presented as one of the tech items is, I mean, when people are acting, there's not much to gain from a social engineering perspective. But when we have a view into people's lives, be it gamified reality or just some other reality show, if there's something or looking at and analyzing that data, how people look, the expressions they make, the way they speak, how they speak to each other in different situations, that can all be used to then do something. That's as far as I took it in this thought. But I mean, there's a ton of information that we're getting through reality TV that we would normally get in some acted presentation of something.
But just think about that at the basic level. I remember funny story, and I know my English is not perfect, but you should see me in high school when the only English I knew was by translating songs, right? Lyrics of songs.
Wow, that's really cool.
Right? And cool. I failed English in I think a couple of times. But the point is that when I start really be able to communicate, my biggest problem, and I know it's common, phone calls. So to be on a call, not being Italian, not being able to use my hands or look at the facial expression, is somebody smiling? Are they understanding what I'm saying? You have no feedback. So the phone call in a different language, it's complete fear because it's immediate. You're not writing. You can't take back what you wrote and check the dictionary. I mean, you're out there. So there is much that comes with the interaction or the lack of, like you said, voice. So the tone of voice is important when you're relying only on writing. But then when you're relying on talking, your facial expression is very helpful.
Hands and
and the hands, of course. So good point. And I know, Sean, you're learning
I love the Italians, by the way. We went to Rome on our honeymoon, and oh my God, loved it. Everyone is so nice, so funny. The food was like the greatest, but I love like the passion. That's what I like the most is the Italians have so much passion.
French too, and Spanish too. So I'm not gonna take it just for the Italians.
We all
I'm French and Italian, so yeah.
I mean, I think when you grow up in Europe, you kind of appreciate many others. I mean, the Greeks are really cool too. I mean, we have some friends so a little different, but yeah.
I want to rephrase because somebody was saying angrily about people from the U.S. have to stop saying that they're. So my grandparents are French and Italian. I get it. I'm from the U.S. Somebody was saying like Americans, U.S. citizens need to stop. Like people or U.S. folks born in the U.S. need to stop saying that they're, which is true, right? Because I'm like second generation. So.
I think there is a lot to say if you grow up in an Italian family or in a Russian family or in a South American family. I mean, it forges who you are. Your culture becomes you because of that.
There's a reason pasta and pizza is on my mind all the time.
Oh my God, the lasagna there, the bufala, mozzarella. Oh my God, it was like
gelato, affogato, all of it, all food stuff. Oh my gosh,
and that's why you're learning Italian now.
That's why I'm learning Italian, so I can order properly.
Very good.
Have a conversation with the waiter.
Very proud of
you. Speak with Marco and in public spaces where most people won't understand you guys.
Exactly, that too.
That too.
Or I can hear what he says about me behind my back.
It's funny enough. A lot of people. I think they speak Italian. I don't know. I talk to a lot of people that say, "Yeah, I want to pick up a new language, and I'm going to pick Italian." I'm like, "Why? You only speak that in Italy. We're not back at the Roman Empire anymore, and or back in the Middle Age when maybe a lot of people will speak Italian." But I think I'm happy to know that people want to. They like the culture. I feel it make me feel really proud to be Italian, with all the defect that we have, of course, but that's a different story. And there is an Italian last name there, Gravituzzi. It sounds like it's a restaurant in Rome. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go eat at Gravituzzi tonight.
I'm going to. I want
an
lasagna.
extra serving. of
Right.
gratitude.
Yes.
So
But for a reason, I don't know. I don't think I'm on the
With
right.
a side of shungite.
Side shotgun. Shotgun. No, that's something else. Yeah. So my only connection to your former story, Diana, would be keeping the cheese on the pizza, keeping it down. You when you're picking it up, you don't want the cheese to slide off, right?
Oh, that's the worst.
Right. So in a place where there's no gravity, the cheese might not slide off the pizza.
Floating cheese.
That was a really good
So
segue.
that'll be my connection, keeping the Italianness to it as well. The original connection was around we're doing we're launching a new series of panels around smart cities as part of the other society, and smart cities is on the mind, and this came across where the Chinese scientists have built an artificial moon. Yes, moon.
Whoa.
Moon.
For
Powered by the
moon.
Like Despicable Me kind of like stole the moon and
Exactly. Go ahead, Axel's mom.
Please continue. No, I'm intrigued by this artificial moon.
Yeah.
Well, to be
what do you do with it?
completely honest, I didn't get too deep into this, but it's all about testing gravity and the impact gravity has, or the lack of it, gravity has on things, molecules and things made up of molecules. So they throw a frog in it and see how
The blender.
how it levitates.
Interesting.
They are filling it with other things from the moon, or like things from the moon, like rocks and dust, and
Blue cheese.
seeing how blue cheese, exactly. Swiss cheese, I think it was.
I was a
Swiss?
Swiss cheese.
Havarti.
Yeah, so that's all I know really. But
That's really
the thing that got me is that we're now recreating other planets on Earth to understand in some way. I don't know how realistic and completely identical to the moon we can make this moon that the Chinese scientists are working on. But the point is, we talk about, and we've talked about this many times on the show, where we have our environment and we try to fit new technologies into our environment. And it'd be interesting to see where they take this moon, because we're trying to fit technologies into the moon, or are we going to change the moon's environment to welcome our technologies, or who knows, maybe Mars.
Yeah. Sorry, my mind
No,
is
go for it.
No, it's just interesting. It's hey, I wonder if like they're going to try to create a whole kind of mock solar system, because then we'd have to go through this Mercury retrograde like 6 times a year. Not doing it.
No, but I read something the other day about that. Apparently the Earth's core is cooling faster than we thought. And by faster, they think that it might be cooled off in like 1 billion years instead of 3 billion years. So the faster is pretty relative. But especially because the species might not be here in 1 billion years. But in any case, apparently when the core of the Earth cools off, gravity stops. And I'm sure there are going to be other catastrophic issues, but maybe we can get ahead of this by speaking of planning, maybe we've got 1 billion years to figure this out. So.
We have to create gravity.
Right.
Yeah.
Gravituzzi is what we need.
That's right.
Yeah.
Keep that cheese on the pizza.
Gravituzzi.
So Sean, this thing is Chinese, and I was actually reading. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a 2 feet room that is in a vacuum container, and then with the magnets and magnetic fields, they create the gravity of the moon, so they can test what can happen when you go to the moon.
Right.
Why is Gravituzzi if it's a Chinese? Did you just come up with that name?
No,
I
because
did.
it's cheese.
We were waiting for you to connect your mic, and I thought, oh, I need a handle.
I'm waiting for these that they're tasting. I don't know how you eat on the moon. The first dish was a pizza.
There's no mention of pizza.
That's just in your
Chinese
mind.
artificial moon. It's
in
in my
No
head.
food. You were waiting for all that, weren't you, Marco?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Bitterly disappointed. Sorry.
So, but this is really cool. So let's do the comment as, right now, the only way you have to test to feel the lack of gravity or a low gravity is that you go in an airplane. I mean, first of all, you go outside of the atmosphere. So that's one thing, but not everybody can do it. But if you want to experience that, you have to go on an airplane, and then you go high enough, and then for a fraction of time, for a certain amount of time, you're floating because you are far away from Earth. So you're there, and you can float in the environment at zero gravity. But the fact that you can do it on the ground, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I don't personally want to experience it myself, but it sounds really cool.
Why not?
Why not?
I mean, you sounded really determined. Like, I'm not gonna try that.
Well, because I don't want to be like one of those balloons that just kind of floats up and up and up and up and up.
But you're in a room.
I'm making a joke.
No, I know.
Apparently, I'm not funny today. I've made a lot of jokes today, and it's just not coming off very well.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Oh no, this has been all day.
All day. Okay.
Even the dog didn't think my joke was funny. It's like whatever.
And Axel's usually really responsive.
Axel, yes.
Yes.
You want to talk about a epic email fail? So I was sending. Unfortunately, I know Diana, but I was sending her a piece of business correspondence, and accidentally also sent her my dog's report card from his visiting training that he does every Wednesday.
And what were the results, Diana?
They're very positive. Actually, that's why I was checking in with Tyler about, because I think his one issue was that he needs to be a little bit calmer when he was greeting. But he's doing very well. So
yeah, he has issues with his nice greetings because he gets really excited and wants to like jump up and play. But
who doesn't?
Who doesn't? It's weird though, because I was thinking about this. We just got him this collar, and this collar connects to your phone through Bluetooth, and it counts his steps, his sleep.
Fitbit collar.
Yes, it is a Fitbit collar. His exact location, which is great. If anything happens, you know where the dog is. But I just started thinking, I'm like, I wonder how good that Bluetooth algorithm is. And I wonder just how easy it would be, to use this to try to gather information on a person. Because if you can tell where the dog is, 9 times out of 10, the person's there too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So likely not with.
Yeah. Did you call the manufacturer and ask them about their SDLC and their threat modeling?
No, I just think no. I certainly. Can you imagine? We
cyber expert Tyler Cohen Wood.
But this could be an entire conversation, which we could have next time on the old thing about how the Apple little trackers, which I think they're amazing, right? And also make me think about the dog, because when we were away for the holiday, we were up in the mountain here, and somebody lost their dog, and it was during the day that it was snowing. a boxer, a white boxer, by the way, also hard to find the snow.
In the snow.
And the first thing I think is, damn it, if they had the collar with the tracker in 3 seconds, you'll find it, right? But then all over the news is all the negative thing. They're horrible. I mean, the stalkware and all of that. So that the white privacy, that would be nice to talk about it. But how much useful things can you also do with it, right? There's always that.
Absolutely.
Well,
and at some point, I'm sure it could be used as like some kind of health tracker to monitor any health issues with the dog.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are they eating grass?
Yes, he does that. He eats dirt. He eats snow. He doesn't eat poop, but
that's good.
He does eat snow.
That's
not
good.
the yellow snow.
Eater. And I would like to get a little warning, because sometimes she comes in and basically she wants to kiss me, and it's like,
don't trust
she
it.
belches. This is a fun conversation. She belches in my face, and like I know
he does.
You figure out sooner than later.
Well, that was a good closing argument. John, bring us home.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take a quick minute, because we touched on some things around privacy, and we have a conversation. Next week is Data Privacy Week, and so we're going to dig into that topic. We have Dr. Jennifer King from Stanford Institute for Human-Centered Artificial Intelligence, Nicole Davenport from High Trust, and Mark Nunakoven from Lacework. We're going to dig into the relationship of privacy with humanity, and obviously technology sits in the center of that. So do we need to redefine privacy? Is technology friend or foe in that scenario? And we touched on a little bit. Is it too late to redefine it if we do? Can we take privacy back, or is it really like Carissa said, the information you share now is what's most important? So that's on Monday, the 24th at, let me look at the time here, at noon Eastern, so 9 Pacific. So hopefully folks can join us live. It's going to be a live panel. You can engage with us here, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you like, and good stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll be watching.
Yeah, that. And then we have the first episode of the Other Society panels. We're going to start with smart cities, and we have an incredible lineup with Dr. Jonathan Rakenthal that is going to co-host with us. So it's going to be fun. Smart city, and I'm sure privacy.
That's on Tuesday.
That's on Tuesday.
And never forget the really important show that you're looking at now, every Thursday.
Yep.
Right.
We will be back.
Diana will be here. Marco will be here. I'll be here. Axel's mom may come again, but we're thrilled to have you on today. And
thank you. It was really fun.
An honor.
We have no plans, so
No plan.
Whatever you got, come on.
Yeah.
I'll bring a more
guest
prepared story.
You were more prepared than I was with mine. So. We have prepared a guest for next week as well. So we have Ashish Gupta who's going to join us. And he has a cool story about some things that his father has done for humanity. So looking forward to that story and catching up with him. And I presume he'll bring some tech news that we'll get to chat about as well. So with that, I think we'll call this one. Tyler, pleasure. Diana, always. Marco, whatever.
Whatever,
good
dude.
to see you this time in grayscale. Thanks everybody for joining us. Catch you next Thursday. Same bad channel, same bad time.
Blue Lava is the first business platform for CISOs to manage their security program. Blue Lava guides security leaders to effectively measure, optimize, and communicate their security program with confidence and ease in one platform. Learn more at bluelava.net. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Through the TechVine podcast. If you learned something new and this podcast made you think, then share itspmagazine.com with your friends, family, and colleagues. If you represent a company and wish to associate your brand with our conversations, sponsor one or more of our podcast channels. We hope you will come back for more stories and follow us on our journey. You can always find us at the intersection of technology, cybersecurity, and society.